afternoon and welcome to our first episode of The Scoop from Saddleback College. I am your host, Sarah Stevens. On today's show, we will hear from a documentary filmmaker. We have a comedian in the studio. Natalie's here to show us how to knit, and that's not all. We sure have a lot on our plates, so let's get started. For most people, public speaking is very frightening. There is an organization that helps people with their fears of public speaking. Toastmasters improves people's speaking skills every day. They have locations all over the world that anyone can attend during the week. Let's see how they help people, shall we?
In 1924, an Orange County resident named Ralph Smedley started a club to teach others leadership and public speaking skills in the basement of the Santa Ana YMCA. From that humble start grew a nonprofit that is now the largest organization in the world teaching public speaking and leadership skills.
Toastmasters has helped me tremendously in my professional career. I got up in front of 800 people and gave a presentation that I had only been asked to give less than 24 hours before, and I got up there and I nailed it.
That organization is Toastmasters. Today, Toastmasters has over 16,000 local clubs worldwide. Each club provides a positive and supportive learning environment in which every member can develop speaking and leadership skills.
And it is a supporting environment. The idea here is not to compete as much as it is to build on each other.
While there is much in common between clubs, each has its own personality. Clubs meet on different days, at different times of the day, and at different venues. One thing you will find in every club is lots of applause and laughter.
What first attracted me to Toastmasters was that I started to develop a phobia when I got in front of a group. I was terrified. I didn't want to talk. And the reason I joined is because everybody was laughing and everybody was really friendly and everybody was supportive, and I didn't feel like any kind of fear or intimidation, and that's why I joined.
At every meeting, members take on one of several leadership roles, from simple roles such as a timer or balloteer to more advanced roles like club president. Each meeting has 3 primary opportunities to speak. There are 2 or 3 formal prepared speeches, followed by a formal evaluation of the speech so members can get feedback at each meeting. There is also an impromptu speaking segment called Table Topics, giving everyone the chance to speak at every meeting.
I enjoy the table topics idea. Again, with the improv, I enjoy having to think quick on my feet.
Toastmasters offers a lifetime of opportunities for continuous improvement. Members advance to different levels through exercises designed to advance leadership and speaking skills. These exercises help members reach goals within Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster is the highest designation a member can achieve. In addition, there are speech contests to encourage speaking excellence. They start at the club level, and winners move up to higher levels. In 2016, Orange County businesswoman Josephine Lee received 3rd place in the 2016 World Championship of Public Speaking.
And it's so interesting because it's not always the same thing. Every meeting you learn something new, and it's entertaining, it's fun, it's a learning opportunity. And I think that's what keeps me coming back to Toastmasters.
Toastmasters has had many famous members over the years. Comedian Tim Allen, NBA All-Star Mick Eaton, and entrepreneur Debbie Rose of Mrs. Fields Cookies, just to name a few. In fact, the guest on our next segment is a Toastmasters member, and as you're about to find out, has no fear of public speaking. Chris Needham is a frequent stand-up comedy headliner at Orange County's Got Talent. Chris became interested in stand-up when he was just a boy. We invited him to the studio to do his routine. Take it away, Chris.
Hello, my name is Chris, and I am a nerd. Yeah? And I'm proud of it, people. I married a nerd, and I have 2 little nerdlings. My kids are actually athletic, so they're kind of nerd hybrids. That's a thing, right? Nerdleets? Yeah. I met my wife in a nerdy way. I met her online. You might be saying, well, that's not very nerdy. Everybody meets everybody online or with an app. I go, no, this was 1993. You know what the algorithm was in 1993? You own and operate your own computer. You know how to upload a photo. These are the male nerds. These are the female nerds. Go forth and appropriate. And he did. And it was good. Yeah, I'm kind of an old school nerd. I can remember when Amazon only sold books. I remember when Google wasn't a verb. If you're not sure, just Google it. I actually Googled how to conjugate Google, just because that's the kind of mind I have. Analytical. I wanted to know what's the future perfect of Google. My first video game was the first video game. For those of you who don't remember, it was Pong. Pong was 2 rectangles on a screen, and you knocked around a square. Do you know why it was 2 rectangles in a square? Because they hadn't figured out how to code a circle yet. So you put the 2 rectangles on the screen, and you would knock the thing. Doot, 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 doot. I remember thinking to myself, this is just like tennis without all the sweating, exercise, and the fresh air. I love this game. I recently turned 50, and weird things happen to you when you turn 50. You start growing hair in places where, quite frankly, I don't want hair. I don't need hair. I've got hair going out of my ears. I got hair going out of my nose. Got hair going on my chest. Okay, that's not entirely true. If I had hair growing on my chest, that'd be a good thing, kind of a manly thing. I've got hair going around my nipples. Attractive. I got like 9 on this one, 11 on this one. That's why I'm glad I'm married, because I don't see anybody swiping left for... Oh, look, the balding, fuzzy-haired, nippled guy. He really should be wearing a shirt. So it's a new year, and I decided that I'd go on a diet. There's a 4-letter word if you ever heard it. Diet me, diet you, mother dieter. Yeah, I decided to go on a diet. I've got some advice for you. If you ever decide to go on a diet, don't tell anybody. Oh my God, everybody's got an opinion. You know, Chris, you should go on the cabbage shoot diet. Oh, really? Really? Have you done it? No, my sister's friend's mother's cousin went on it. She said it was fantastic. I find it very strange that people recommend things that they've never tried. You know, Chris, you should try pole vaulting. Are you a pole vaulter? No, I just think it'd be good for you. Hey, Chris, you know what you should do? You should become a vegetarian. Ooh. Are you a vegetarian? I'm a lacto-ovo-polo vegetarian. So that means you eat dairy, eggs, and chicken? Yeah. Oh, and sometimes beef, because, you know, I just do it for the protein. You know, and the iron. So if you're eating dairy, eggs, chicken, and occasionally meat, you don't get to claim to be a vegetarian. You get to claim that you like vegetables. Not a vegetarian. Chris, you know what you need to do? You need to become a vegan on vegetarianism. Oh, why is that? Oh, did you know? And I don't know what it is about some vegans. Have you ever met hostile vegans? This was a hostile vegan. It's like, you need to become a vegan, because if you cook your food over 180 degrees, you kill all the enzymes in it. That's right. You're eating dead food, Chris. You know, I kind of prefer my food dead. I like my food dead. No, you know what you need to do, Chris? You need to go paleo. You need to eat like Paleolithic man. He was a hunter and gatherer. You have to get lean meats, fruits and vegetables, and that's it. Oh. Oh. And you also have to wear the shoes, you know, that look like little gloves, because you want to simulate like you're walking on the earth. You know, that's where they lose me. Anytime you're talking about footwear and a diet, I'm not for it.
Chris Neeram isn't just a stand-up comic, he is also a corporate trainer and motivational speaker. He uses comedy when he is training company employees in the medical device industry. Check out his website at standup-success.com. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Saddleback College enriches its students and the South Orange County community by providing a comprehensive array of high-quality courses and programs. We foster student learning and success in the attainment of academic degrees and career technical certificates, transfer to four-year institutions, and improvement of basic skills. We dedicate ourselves to excellence in academics, student support, and community service. We hope Saddleback College will be your first choice.
Welcome back. In the next part of our show, we will take you to the San Clemente outlets where people from all over Orange County bring their cars to show them off and bond with other car enthusiasts. On Saturday mornings, you'll see supercars, classic cars, muscle cars, and more. Take a look.
In 2003, a group of car enthusiasts and friends started showing up and having coffee in a parking lot in Newport Beach and began hosting a local car meet. The community of car enthusiasts in the area started to see their movement, and the meet quickly began to grow. The car show quickly outgrew the parking lot due to its popularity, so the group of car enthusiasts and friends had to move locations in 2006. This new location would be in Irvine, California. The gathering of car enthusiasts ended up being called Cars and Coffee due to obvious reasons, and due to its increasing popularity is now hosted at the San Clemente outlets. Not only does Cars and Coffee bring a wide variety of car enthusiasts, but it brings all types of people. From a wide variety of car owners who are young, old, middle-aged, from the US, or even out of the country, Cars and Coffee attracts everyone. Let's take a look from one of the young car enthusiasts and Cars and Coffee attendees who is building his first car to take to Cars and Coffee.
Started pretty much with video games, and then it moved to me and my brother started to go to car meets. We went to our first Cars and Coffee a while back, and that really like opened up my eyes and really got me into cars and trying to research them and eventually buy one. My name's Aiden and I'm 17, and this is my first car right here. It's a 1973 Chevy Nova. It's got a 307 small block in it right now. It's a 5-liter V8, and then it has a TH350 transmission, 3-speed automatic. It's pretty fun. It's slow, but gets the job done. I've met quite a few people there that have actually helped me put work into my car, and we've met a few contacts who really are gonna help continue with my build and help me along the way. Go to a Cars and Coffee and then just learn as much information as you can. That's the biggest thing in the car community is information. If you know a lot about what you're doing, you'll go pretty far.
Next, we will hear from a former professional race car driver from Argentina as he explains his fascination for Cars and Coffee and why he feels it is significant to the car enthusiast community.
En realidad yo vivía, enfrente de mi casa había un taller y ahí había un auto de carrera y ahí me enamoré de los autos y ahí empezó toda la historia. Es una pasión que uno tiene. Yo la llevo desde chico, ¿no? Con el tema de las carreras y la historia del automóvil. Car and Coffee prácticamente es la historia, porque van autos viejos, la nueva tecnología, entonces uno disfruta de la historia del automóvil realmente, porque están los autos viejos que están hechos a nuevos y todos los modelos nuevos que están saliendo ahora. La nueva tecnología, ¿no? Cómo va cambiando.
You can attend Cars and Coffee every Saturday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the San Clemente outlets. For more information, you can check their website at southoccarsandcoffee.com or their Instagram page at southoccarsandcoffee.
I suggest you visit their website just to look at the car of the week. You may see a car that you have never seen before or thought existed. I sure did. Did you know that there are over 28 million Americans that participate in the hobby knitting? Next, you're going to see how to knit with Natalie. Natalie Cooper is so good at knitting hats that she can do it while she is sleeping. I, on the other hand, need more practice. There are a lot of steps, so pay close attention. Hello, I'm Sarah Stevens, and I'm here with Natalie Cooper, and we're in the studio knitting hats. So what is that you have there?
So this is called a Nifty Knitter Loom. You can get these at Michael's or Joann's or Amazon. This is a great handy tool for knitting hats or scarves or whatever you want. So I got this hat started already. I have a knot tied on this end hook right here, and then I've gone around all the pegs, and I'm going to show you how to do it on the top because we're going to do a second row. So you're going to go behind the peg and around like that. And you're going to keep going all around the hat. Sometimes it comes undone, but not to worry.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Once you get the hang of it, you can do this with your eyes closed. You can do this while you're watching TV, while you're doing anything. I actually take this to the movie theater sometimes with me, and I do it in the dark.
How long have you been doing this?
So I've been knitting since I was 13.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So now that second row is done, I'm taking my knitting hook and I'm pulling the yarn over the top like that, and that's going to create a stitch. So you're going to go around the whole loom doing that. You're going to do stitches, I'm going to say about 20, give or take, until you feel like your hat's in a good place. It's going to start to look like this. Yeah, so you're going to have a little bit of hat hanging down here, and once it looks like that, and looks how you want it, you're going to pull the bottom row over into the loom, and then you're going to hook these bottom loops onto the top of the peg, just like our second row that we had on the other loom.
And what part of the hat does that create?
This creates the fold, so it's going to be the bottom where the hat is its thickest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know how when you have a beanie, it has a fold? That's what this is. So once that's all around, it's going to look like this. And you're going to take your knitting hook. Sorry about that. You're going to take your knitting hook and you're going to pull the bottom loops over the top, just like we did before. And it's going to connect that bottom layer to the top. And it's going to create this nice thick fold in the hat. So once you're all done with that, you're going to keep continuing as we did before with about 18 stitches, I want to say. That's my lucky number. Till your hat looks like this. So This is the fun part. This is the end. So you're going to keep your loops at the top like this, and you're going to take your scissors and cut that yarn off. Then you're going to take that loose yarn and wrap it all around your hat, and then you're going to start to knit off. So I'm going to show you how to knit off right now. So you're going to take your first peg, go on top this time underneath, and pull this under the yarn like that. And you're going to keep doing this until your hat comes off the loom.
There's quite a few steps, isn't there?
Yeah. And I'm actually going to cut the end of this, get rid of this guy, and then keep going. And eventually, once this is around your whole hat, you can take the hat off the loom and pull this tight, and that'll be the end of your beanie. And you're all set.
Wow, great. Thank you, Natalie, for coming in and showing me how this works. Great. It fits perfect.
Yeah, and these make really great affordable gifts around the holidays, and it's super fun to say oh, I know how to knit. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Natalie.
Of course, anytime.
Natalie has been knitting hats since she was 13. She started out knitting hats to sell them, raising money for Chalk Hospitals, a children's hospital in Orange County. Natalie has used her loom to make hundreds of hats. She also uses her loom to make scarves and headbands. She is self-taught. Thank you, Natalie. We're going to take another quick break. Stay tuned because we have more exciting stories for you. I'm Sarah, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Scoop. Saddleback Community College has 300 associate degrees, as well as 190 programs to help adults meet all sorts of goals. So what sorts of goals do Saddleback students have? Let's find out.
My goal here is to transfer next semester, Fullerton, it's gonna happen, and become a speech pathologist.
I'm looking to transfer to a UC. I'm working on a business degree right now, and it's my first semester here.
My goal is to get an associate's degree to transfer for graphic design.
To just further my education and then transfer.
My goal here is to obtain my associate's degree in early childhood education and then transfer to hopefully University of California, Long Beach.
Just to get all my GE stuff done and hopefully transfer to a 4-year and get my bachelor's. So yeah.
To get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I just want to transfer to like my dream school.
Which is where?
NYU.
I'm hoping to transfer to a 4-year university and then get my bachelor's and then hopefully get my master's.
Actually, I'm retired. I attended my college back home in 1974, and I'm still going to college. I have a master's degree in computer science, but I like to pursue different field, different courses and so forth, just for the fun of it.
So I'm trying to get my general education out of the way here at Saddleback so I can transfer over to SDSU, San Diego, or San Marcos, CSU. And then from there on, I'm going to try and double major in American Indian Studies or business administration.
I'm pre-nursing and I want to get into the Saddleback nursing program.
I'm in between goals right now.
I want to be able to transfer out of here in 2 years and not be here for a long time, because I guess the goal of coming here is to get out of state or stay in state, wherever you choose.
My goal here is to get an associate's degree and then transfer right after. Yeah.
Looks like we have some motivated students out there. I sat down with Kim Page, a documentary filmmaker and student of Saddleback College. The clip you are about to see is from her documentary called An Unlikely Path. The opening scene is from a film that Kim starred in. Kim walks us through some of the challenges she faced when she was forced to make huge changes to a life she had already made for herself. Take a look.
Listen, Lucky, I'm not going to be able to go to your wedding. The doctors don't know how much time I have.
My name is Kim Page,
and I just produced and directed a documentary titled An Unlikely Path. The documentary itself is really about older students coming back to college, really finding the courage to do that. And the three of us women actually met in a musical theater class. It was a wonderful experience. I played Cinderella's mother, Karen played Jack's mom, and of course Amy was the wicked stepmother. It's like we all found second careers.
My name is Kim Page. I'm 58 years old and I'm a student at Saddleback College. I was in the corporate world for 30 years.
I didn't set out to be the subject. In fact, I did 2 versions of this documentary. One version really focused on the three of us women equally. And then we decided to make a change, the professor and I became a little bit more the focus. Maybe because my story is a little bit sadder. I don't know. I was in the corporate world my entire career. Had a great one. 2009 hit, and of course that was the recession. And I lost it. I lost everything. I wanted to learn how to make a great documentary because I have, at my age and going through what I did and losing everything, I found that I wasn't alone, that there are a lot of men and women my age who find themselves in that situation and find themselves somewhat sliding into a bit of despair, a bit of depression. You know, what do I do now?
I think that's why the arts are such a draw for men and women our age. It's the arts, we have that outlet, that creative outlet. And it doesn't have to be acting or singing or documentary filmmaking. There's so many opportunities here. And I'm just grateful that I took that step.
You can watch Kim's documentary at the 2020 Newport Beach Film Festival. Her film will be included in the Saddleback College Showcase. Well, that is all we have time for today. This wraps up our episode of The Scoop. I am your host, Sarah Stevens, and see you back next week for another episode of The Scoop. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.